Alright guys, so I recently watched Paul the Tech Giant's new video about why you totally should buy the Sony A90J. I basically asked a question and he responded, which prompted this video. Let's get into it. Before anyone says anything, got no ill will towards the guy. Paul the Tech Giant's cool in my book for the most part. I don't really have a negative thing more or less to say. So if you were looking for some sort of mudslinging contest or whatever, it's just not there because, I'm kind of neutral on the whole Paul the Tech Giant situation, right? However, there are some things we do have to talk about this response, and the benefit of this and the reason I'm posting it here is so that you guys can also hear this. It's something I think needs to be said, isn't often said enough, and you, I think, by understanding my story, will be able to gain perspective as to why I do what I do here, why I say what I say here, and ultimately the goal for you as consumers watching this video now. So, I asked Paul the Tech Giant basically a very easy question. What is he using to arrive at the conclusion that the Sony A90J has good motion? Because I've tested the 2016 Jason Bourne movies. That was horrible. Or movie, because it's not a series of movies. And then I tested the older movies. And then I tested the Pacific Rim movie, all the Avengers movies, right? So, every action movie I had, I'm throwing it at it, and every time an action scene would kick up, choppy motion artifacts when you're using motion processing, with or without it. Motion processing or not, it has bad motion for action scenes. It's almost unwatchable, and honestly, for me, it is unwatchable. So here I hear from Paul the Tech Giant, the one AV guy, I'm like, all right, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, right? I don't always like a lot of the stuff he does, like, again, openly. I don't like the whole box.uk thing. At the very least, it's a sponsorship between you and the retailer to sell to consumers. You're trying to get them to join the box retailer and buy from them. I know what it is, but as long as you do it in a non-shilly way as much as you can and you give good information, I don't really care. As long as you're not openly harming people, right? And that's my thing. And so enter the Sony A90J. This TV is actually literally harmful on people's wallets. And I take protest to it because when I've tested it, right? Like, when I tell you I've tested this TV, I'm not saying it as an average Joe, right? That, oh, I bought it and I plugged it in and played some video games. No. I'm saying it as somebody who is a literal master calibrator for many years now, right? Professional photographer, many years now, videographer, cinematographer, colorist, photo editor. I know how to make digital imagery, right? And I know what to look for and what is fundamentally broken about an image. And I give that expertise to people who want it as a helping tool. Right, cool, fine. My thing is, though, the Sony A90J commits a couple of flaws and problems, and one of the biggest ones is its motion. It's the biggest deal breaker because when things are in motion, it's messed up. So I try to find these pieces that would make it shine, make it look better. And I've struggled. I've struggled openly about finding anything that makes that TV look good. And so, his response pissed me off. I'm not going to lie because, when you try to come at me with an angle of I decline your very easy question because I don't want to get drawn into a mudslinging contest of content creators and all this stuff as if that's what I do, let me just clarify for you, Paul, and for anyone who has that misconception about Quantum TV, we don't mudsling. We give facts. Vincent T.O. on HDTV Test is a literal shill. He is the textbook definition. That ain't mudslinging. I got receipts for everybody I say that for, okay? The VIP treatment from LG being chauffeured out to Brussels, claiming not to go to every CES pre-event and going to every single one. He claimed to be the black sheep of the AV community, overlooked and neglected. Who remembers that video? I do. Lied to your face about needing help paying for TVs and needing to open up a Patreon as he was at the time sponsored by Crampton and More and Box.uk. Like, I've got receipts on everybody. Digital Trends literally knows nothing about TVs when you talk about image quality. They tell you some things look good, and then you see most of their shit is shot literally default. And most of the settings recommendations that all of these guys have given out, I have proven ad nauseum are horrible and make your picture look two things, green and overly yellow, and it looks like trash. I've proven these things, right? We're not here to talk about that. What we are here to talk about is that misconception that by calling out people who are so-called industry experts as being nothing more than the journalists they really are, when you see, hey, paid link or includes paid promotion next to their YouTube video, and then you get mad at the guy that goes out of his way to use his legitimate experience. Literally, you'd need a master's degree, just so we're clear, to have the level of knowledge that I have right now. You'd need that, right? And nobody here has that and is willing to give that out for free. Everybody's trying to monetize the shit. And I'm here giving it for free, and then we have all these ingrates. Not everybody. I mean, honestly, I've got 83 or 86% or whatever it was of the people that really like the channel, like overall the channel's average, right? So we lose on average about anywhere from 14 to 15% of all people. A small demographic, but in that demographic you have some people with some serious misconceptions that like to spread some rumors, and it gets on my nerves because it's like when you want to paint the guy that's literally championing for the people and representing people, everyday people, you got, as some sort of drama king, you got to really reevaluate your shit, man, because it's going to really upset me because I'm here helping people, and what are you doing? What tangible proof did you show, Paul? And I'm calling you out directly as a reason for being, because it's like, what exactly was your reason to say the A90J was good for motion? You had none. You literally showed your vlog video of you on a family trip. That ain't enough. You didn't show any repetitive examples of anything like I've shown. And it really bugs me because you can make a claim like it's good motion. People will hear that and go, thanks, this is wonderful. But like at the same time, like I showed that it was bad motion, and abundantly so. And I want to see how you got to that conclusion that it's good motion. That's what I want to see. Now, you've declined to answer. Respectful. All right, cool. I'll be respectful of that. You can decline. That's fine. But don't act like I'm some negative Nancy because I'm telling people the truth, right? I mean, let's talk about my story for a second, like I promised you in the opening of this video. You want to know who Quantum TV is? Quantum TV is a guy who grew up poor his entire fucking life, right? I'm the guy that literally had maybe $500 extra to spend on anything if I was lucky, right? And a TV purchase was generally seen as a big deal. It was not something you did every day, and it was something that's like, you've really got a penny pinch for this. And when you do, you need to buy the right one. And of course, when you buy, you want to make sure that you're not going to have to go back to the store, because Lord knows gas is factored into your monthly budget for rent, for bills, for all that kind of shit that you have, right? And I'm sure many of you live like that, where gas bills are included in your monthly bills when you're running your check and seeing how much I make versus how much I'm losing. And so when I come up here and I tell you, don't waste your money on these TVs, I do it from that perspective of somebody who's been poor, okay? Who's been broke, who's been at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Am I there now? No. I worked my ass off to get out of there. But I never forget where the hell I came from. And it bothers me that you have all these people that act like life isn't so hard, especially now. People still, in some states, are losing their jobs over COVID, right? And, you know, I don't understand it. I don't get how people can see that and still want to shill and sell out people for money. It's shitty, but people are shit. Now, not saying Paul's shit, but what I am going to point out, though, is I'm going to call you out, and you're going to kind of know I'm doing it, and I hope you do, because you kind of used your son as a scapegoat, and it kind of pissed me off, and I'll let you know that. You know, don't tell me that your son has COVID and that you have to focus on more pressing matters, right? As you sit on YouTube posting a video, moderating the comments enough to be able to find my comment and then still respond basically a long paragraph to me, and then use him as some sort of scapegoat for the COVID thing. If the rates are what they have been and things are how they've been looking, you may be fine, but do what you got to do. But don't use that as a reason, because you clearly have the time to invest in other things. You are dodging the hell out of my question as to what the motion is, and I don't appreciate it. I can respect it, but I don't appreciate it. I think it's a bullshit, little petty thing. It's a question. And to try to turn the question into something nasty because, you know, you don't have the evidence to back up that your motion is good or bad is bothersome for me, because I do have that evidence. And anyone who wants it, there's a video literally titled The 9 A90J motion. So yeah, and I think for me it's really annoying, because it's like having that perspective of somebody who's been poor, who knows what it's like, who knows the paycheck to paycheck life, who knows how hard it is to lug these TVs up and down stairs, to get manipulated, go on the internet, try to find somebody that knows their shit, just to realize most of these guys are just fucking dudes with families talking out of their ass to make extra money on YouTube as a side hustle. Everybody wants a side hustle now. Let me talk to all you side hustle guys. Fucking stop, okay? If you want a side hustle, learn the shit first. Don't just walk into the doctor's office and play doctor. Learn your shit first. Because I know my shit, and I promise you, you step to me incorrectly or my people incorrectly, and I will show that you're wrong with evidence, science, and you're gonna have to speak to that. The time's out for this just saying shit's good when it's bad. Let's stop playing pretend for things that are really bad, or like because they feel a certain way about something, we're just gonna let them have their moment. No more of that. No more pussyfooting around. No more being nice, overly kind, overly cordial. The reality is when something's bad is bad, when it's good is good. There are black and whites to the world, and I think that's something we need to talk about. And when Quantum TV gets up here and he tells you in every video with his heart and his soul, and he gives it all, and he tells you, listen, these TVs are bad and I'm trying to save you money, hold off. You know, if you want to arrive at whatever conclusion you do you. But at the end of the day, the end result is simple. Like, I'm not here for drama. I'm here for my people, my viewers, everybody who asks me genuinely for help, who says, hey, I went to HDTV test. I tried his settings. I'm not happy with the C1. You say it's good. Why do you say it's good? Can you prove to me that it's good? What do you have to show that? I say, cool, join my membership. Here are my settings. Bam, there you go. You know, people who ask that about the UHG, and I say the same thing. Because maybe out of the box they're not impressed with these TVs, and I show them the difference. People who say, hey, I'm struggling with the grayed out settings, and I show them my video on how to get the grayed out setting. My point is, right, I have things that I've done to help people, and I keep doing it. And every time I call out you influencers, you marketers, you shills, you all want to sit here and act like I don't exist. Let me be very clear. Not only do I exist, but you see my subscriber count. It's going up because people realize I exist. I'm an alternative to your lies. And the truth always comes out eventually. You can lie to people as much as you want, but eventually someone honest is going to take the helm. Whether it's me or somebody else, somebody is always going to be honest about these things. You can't lie to people about shit they're going to find out anyway, like a TV. Yeah, you made your money in the short term, congratulations. Next year when you've moved on and they're stuck with that TV, then what for them? And that's the shit I think about, right? That's what makes me unique and special and better than you, frankly. I care. I give a shit, which is why, unlike many of you, I answer all of my people more or less in the comment section, helping whoever I can. I'm a cut above, and there's a reason for that. And when you step to Quantum TV and you want to pretend like it's just drama and bullshit here, maybe you might want to reevaluate yourself, because maybe you're the drama. Because if I ask you a question, I'm genuinely inquiring, and maybe next time, get your shit straight before you come at me like that. Just saying, bro. No hate. No disrespect, but get your shit together.